All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well, while I learn this truth 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophets, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children, shalom. And then today's video is going to be titled Being Occupied in Prophecies, man. You see, which is ultimately, we know what our whole duty is as the men of the Lord, which is to be, ultimately doing as it says in this scripture right here. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind, right, to the law of the Most High and is occupied, right? And I want to look at that word occupied, right? Because this is what we're supposed to be doing in these prophecies, occupying in them, right? So I'm going to look that word up, right, on the AI overview. And it means, right, it says to be busy and active, you see. So we're supposed to be busy when it comes to prophecy, which means we're supposed to be doing everything in which it is that involve these prophecies. You see, watching news, keeping up with the current news and updates and things that are happening, anything that's revolved around prophecy and it coming to pass, we have to be watching for it. You see, because ultimately that's our duty as watchmen, you see, as the men of the Lord, as the prophets, to ultimately, be doing these things, you see. And it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied, right, in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom, right, of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies, right? And we know what prophecies are, man. That's the spirit of our Lord, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahweh Shai. That's his spirit, right? As it tells you right here, Revelation 19:10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, right? This is John the Revelator, our forefather, sent an angel. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that had the testimony of Yahweh Shai, worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is the spirit of prophecy, right? And that word prophecy goes into basically telling things before they happen, you see? So that's our job as the men of the Lord, which is to warn the Lord's people, right? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, ultimately are the things that are to come before they actually happen. You see, and that's what we got to be occupied in, you see, because as it tells you right here, I'm going to grab this precept. This is St. John chapter 21, and I'm going to start at verse 15 in the KJV. It says, so when they had dined, Yahweh Shai said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, love thou me more than these? He saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my lambs, right? Verse 16, he saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my sheep, right? Verse 17, he saith unto him the third time, right? Just showing you the importance of it. Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, feed my sheep. So that's just going to show you the importance of feeding the Lord's sheep, man. And what are we supposed to be feeding them with? Prophecies. You see, warning them of things that are to come, keeping them informed of what's happening in the news. This is what our job is as watchmen, to be, keeping up with everything in which it is that is happening in the earth, right? Involving prophecy, man. You see, that's what we got to be occupied in. You see, this is our duty. This is our due diligence. This is what the Lord ultimately have set us up in these times to be doing. You see, like it says right here, this is Ezekiel chapter 3. Verse 17, it says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel, which is a people before is a place. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, right? And give them warning from me. And that's what we're ultimately doing. We're blowing the trumpet. We're telling our people of what's to come before it actually happened, whether they hear or forbear, as the scriptures have said. But we got to be occupied in the prophecies, right? And you see, that's our whole duty. Right. Because we know that ultimately a lot of things are coming and a lot of things are happening. And we ultimately don't want to be in the dark about anything in which it is that is ultimately bound to come to pass. And if we're not occupied in the prophecies, things can be happening and we're ultimately not knowing or having any knowledge of it because we're not ultimately being in the spirit of paying attention. You see, which is what we want to be doing, you see, especially in these times. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7, KJV. It says, but the end, right, of all things is at hand. And we ultimately see that because we see all of the prophecies jumping off of the page. We see ultimately that we're in this time and season where things are about to intensify. Things are about to get worse. We see that we're at the end of this thing, you see. It says, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer, you see. So like it says, you want to be watching, man. And that's being occupied in these prophecies. You want to be watching. You want to be paying attention. You want to be being circumspect, man. as it tells you to do in the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, man, through 17, to see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. You see, but be not therefore unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And we know what the will of the Lord is. It's to bring forth all of these prophecies, you see, and we got to be paying attention to these things, you see, which is important, right? So let me grab this precept right here. I'm going to grab 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 4, right? It says, but ye brethren, right, are not in darkness, right? That day should overtake you as a thief. And what is that talking about when these evils come to pass? You see, when all of these perilous times that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is about to bring to pass, the reason we won't be overtaken as a thief to us hopeful elect men and you few sister out there is because guess what? We're watching. We're being occupied in these prophecies. We're paying attention to what it is that's going on throughout the four winds of the earth. We're watching the news. We're paying attention to everything that these devils are putting in place, seeing everything that they're ultimately setting up for prophecies to come to pass. We know these things because guess what? We're not in the darkness as these people that are in the world. We're actually in the light. We're paying attention to what's going on. We're being aware of our surroundings, right? And this is verse 5. It says, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness, you see. So us ultimately not being of the darkness, you see, like the majority of the people are that are in this world, guess what? We can't be sleep, man. We can't be in that spirit of not watching, not being circumspect, not paying attention. You see, not knowing what it is that is happening around us and around the world, especially when it involves biblical prophecy, man, and the things that are to come. You see, we got to be up to date on all of these things because like I said, again, it all goes back to us feeding the Lord's sheep, man, giving them the information of what's coming and what's happening and what's going on. We got to keep them in the loop, man. You see, the body, man, the brothers and the sisters that are learning, you see, because we're all ultimately learning from one another. You know, one brother might post a video about something that another brother might not know about. Then he can watch that video and gain information from that brother he didn't watch. And then now he could do a video to warn his audience or the other hopeful elect brothers and sisters that's probably watching his channel that the other brothers and sisters may not watch the other brothers' channel. So like I said, everybody is working, man. You see, far as with the body, everybody is being edified. Everybody is being built up. Everybody is being in the know, you see, and that's all part of us being the children of the light, you see. And it says, I'm going to read it again. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness, you see. So by us not being of the darkness, guess what? We can't be in the blind to what's happening around us, you see, especially when it involves these prophecies that are coming to pass. You see, we want to constantly be engaging in these things. We want to constantly give all of our mind and attention to it, man, because this is very important what we're involved in. Right. So I'm going to grab verse 6. Right. Which is pretty much the point. It says, therefore, let us not sleep, right? We don't want to be in that, that state of mind of, being, sleep, not paying attention. You see, not being aware of our surroundings, not being aware of what's happening around the world. You see, we don't want to be in that spirit of just being careless, you see. Because as it tells you in Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man, right, foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And we don't want to be a part of the people, you see, which are the majority of our people that are simple, ultimately that are going to be punished soon to come because guess what? They're not occupying in what's really taking place in the earth. They're not worrying about these things. You see, they're worried about and consumed with everything that is happening in the world that's pleasing unto their flesh. They're not worried about prophecy and what's to come and what's ultimately about to take place. You see, these people are in a sleep state of mind. Spiritually speaking, these people are dead, man. Right. But it says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. You see, just highlighting the importance of that word watch, man. Right. And I'm actually looked that up as well on the AI overview. Right. We're going to look up that word watch. Right. Because we got to constantly be doing this. Right. Watching. Right. Which is very important, especially in these times. Right. And this is the meaning of it on the AI overview on Google. And it means it says to look at or observe intently over a period of time, you see. So I'm going to go down to the similar words, right, of it. And it goes into, right, it says to watch like a hawk, you see, to observe, right? To study, right? You see, and that's what we got to be doing. We got to be studying these prophecies. We got to be watching. We got to be, paying attention to it all around the clock, man. You see, we got to constantly be giving over our mind into these prophecies, man, making this a major part of our lives, man. You see, this comes before anything and everything that we ultimately do. This is what our first duty is.